Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I have a small project share. I've made a card for a very handsome man who happens to be my hubby, and I haven't written in it yet because that's just between him and myself, but I wanted to share the card with you all because I have been told in the past that sometimes it's kind of difficult to make more masculine cards, and I think I've mentioned this in the past too, that there really shouldn't be a division, but I do know some men that if you give them lace and pink roses and very girly things, they're like, thank you. But with handsome, he really does like handmade things. That's one thing I love about him. He doesn't say, ooh, that's less than. He thinks that's more than, because he realizes how much time is involved. And in fact, I think he's working on a project, his very first project for me. So we didn't mention anything because God love you all are so sweet and so kind. I've got the best subbies ever. And you all would go out of your way for us. But just to let you know, our anniversary, that's why he's home for a while with me, is because we're celebrating our 32nd wedding anniversary. And I got it wrong in a video, this was months ago. I had mentioned that it would be 33 years. And after we shot the video, he kind of smiled and he said, honey, it's 32. So I was like, oh, okay, there's a reason for that. It's a little joke we have going on that, you know how so many people for their birthdays or their anniversaries or what have you, they kind of round up, if you're like halfway there, then you round up. Well, our little joke is, like after our 30th, we said, the next day we said, okay, we've been married 31 years. We add it the next day as our little joke. And so sometimes it gets stuck, and so it is 32, not 33. Well, let me show you the card. I did cover his name, and it's not for me being rude or anything. It's just that we value our privacy, and so his name is covered up. But the card itself, it comes from Miss Sparkle & Co. at Joann's, and the envelope, they were sold separately. And then the envelope, which goes with it, it comes without the inking on it, but this is from Miss Sparkle & Co. also, and I got the cards and envelopes last year. And so this is the envelope and card that I worked on for him. Let's start with the card. The card's rather simplistic, but as you know, even if you stay simple, you have a tendency to spend a lot of time on it. The paper that I used to get those wonderful old books, as you can see, he loves his old books, is authentique. This was I think it might still be at Tuesday Morning. I'm not sure, since I haven't been there for a while. And I think they brought these out for Father's Day, really. And I will thumb through this real quick for you, and then I'll show you where those books are. And also, one of these cut-aparts I used, there's the books. And what I ended up doing was just cutting them right here and using outside and then using inside, because he loves an English library with the old books. He loves the smell of old books with all those darling little dust mites. I used to tease him and say, you'd rather read than breathe, as in breathe in and out, because sometimes when I say that expression, people misunderstand what I said. But anywho, this I use, and I really love this paper pad, by the way. It's very nice, great colors. Well, it's authentique. Of course, it's great colors. And that's where this comes from. this piece of paper here that has our happy 32nd anniversary on it and his name. This is a piece of white cardstock. It's Nina 65 pound. And what I did to achieve this effect was to take my distressed ink and vintage photo and take one of these little fun foam brushes and put it in the ink, and it's just a matter of going back and forth. And you just do it in various degrees, and you do it, you know, from lightness to you bear down on it. And I was kind of happy with the way it turned out. I also inked the edges on the card. There's the back, and this time it's handmade with love. And then you open it, like I said, I kept it pretty simplistic, and you open it and then you get the second stack of books, those old beautiful books. And then I just have love you here, and my letter will go there to him. And then on the envelope, I was able to find these 3 darling images, and they each mean something to he and I. And we're in the market for another car at the moment. And then Tell Your Story. Handsome actually does write. And then Smile for the Camera. The joke in our family is none of us can take a good picture, not take a good picture, or, you know, pictures taken of us are just like, and I have to tell them too. I tell Beautiful and Charming can, but you know, of the 3 of us, I have to tell them, you don't look like that. You really don't look like that. This isn't a good picture. Well, that's what we're giggling about that. And then the Greyhound bust, that has to do when we were courting. And then the tape measure has to do with me and my sewing days, which was a lot of that was done in when we were first married. So everything means something. This white tag, I also did, remember the tag punch I showed you in my tag flip video the other day? Well, that is a white cardstock that of 1.5 inch, and I punched it and then put this cord on it. And I'm so sorry, I don't remember where I purchased this, but it's really nice. I'm sure I got it on clearance somewhere. And then I wanted to show you real quick where I found these pieces. K & Company came out with this. This is, I've had for some time, from Tuesday Morning for $4.99. And I think I left the page out. Yeah, it's this one, and you can see where I got the images. Aren't they darling? It's a beautiful, beautiful pad. I'll show you real quick in case you're interested. I do have some time left, but it is double-sided, and I think we all love our double-sided paper. Isn't that lovely? Very vintage, a lot of cameras and measuring tapes and beautiful colors. And then I love, oh my, and then for the camera it says cheese ball, and then love you, and say cheese, and really cute for the little bubbles there, word bubbles. And just, you know, a very handsome pad. I just think those colors are gorgeous. Oops, and I'm losing some of the things I can. And this is just, I thought y'all might get a kick out of seeing this. Isn't that beautiful? And then it says time flies, and doesn't it though? And just the older cars and the older typewriters and the older telephones, you know, landlines and things like that. So that's where I got the images. I also ended up, when it comes to a piece like this is from the Authentique pad, and when it comes to a piece like this, it's so dark already. I tried the walnut stain, that didn't work, so I ended up having to do the ground espresso and just ink around the edges with that. this washi tape, which you can barely see, but it adds a little bit of that old vintage gold to it. That is from Graphic 45 that I got it Tuesday morning. And then just this piece here, this piece of cardstock. Remember at Hobby Lobby, if you look, like when they say all their paper is half price, when they do that, well, they also have scraps for $2.99. And so you get, I think it's a pound or 2 pounds, I forget how much it weighs, of scraps. And that lovely piece is from one of those scraps. I was really tickled to find that because I don't have a massive amount of blue in my stash. So that's how that came out. And I just want to thank you all so much for joining in to see what I'm working on. And so that's, I hope you can see that. So that's for my sweetheart. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening, morning, or afternoon. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.